Okay, everyone knows that most of the automotive body, okay, it is made up of steel material, and few high cost cars they have been used aluminum alloy material for the car body. Okay, so let me explain what are the major advantages of using steel panel. Okay. This is low cost compared to the alternative material. Okay, easily formable one. Okay, consistency of supply. That means the supply chain is not an issue over the globe. We can get the steel panel. Okay, and major disadvantages of this steel plate. Okay, it is corrosion one, but that could be avoided with the help of coatings over the steel panel. Most common coatings over the steel panel is zinc coating. Okay, they will apply the zinc coating over the steel panel to avoid the corrosion. So most of the outer panels they prefer to go with the zinc coating steel. Okay, this in industry they used to call it as a galvanized steel, because zinc coating over the steel, this process is called as a galvanization process. That's the reason we used to call it as a galvanized steel. Okay, and easily the steel panels are joined with other steel panels with the help of welding operations. Okay, it's highly recyclable and it's have a good crash energy absorption. So these are the major advantages of using the steel panel. Okay, as I mentioned, the disadvantages is this one is a corrosion material. So if there is any hard edges or uncoated area, okay, those panels easily get corroded. Okay, number two, it is heavier than the alternative materials like aluminums or the carbon fiber material. Compared to this is very heavier one. These are the major disadvantages of using steel panel. Okay. And in automotive industry, we are not using same kind of steel grade to the each and every panel. The material grade and the thickness is not same for each and every panel. Why we are not selecting the same grade or the same material? Because the purpose of each panel is different. Okay? The exterior panels like a roof panel, hood panel, the side doors, the tailgate, this panel, okay, this is not meant for crash performance. These are aesthetic part. Okay, so these are the parts visible to the customer. These are cover up parts. So for those parts, okay, the major uh, requirement is dent resistance, extremely good formability, because these are styled parts and high depth parts. Okay, so extremely good dent resistance and the good formability is required for this panel. Okay, the inner panels, it supports for strength, not at the extreme level, but at certain level. It holds the major of the parts, the inner parts. Okay, all the brackets and reinforcements are fitted to the inner panels only. So high bending stiffness is the requirement. The inner panel depth also too high. So extremely good formability is required. The pillars, A pillar, B pillar, the corresponding reinforcement for those parts, okay, these all meant for crash performance. Okay, for those parts, okay, we have to design by considering the crash performance. So extremely good strength is required for these parts. Okay, and formability, moderate formability, and good weldability is enough for this pillars. C pillar and D pillars. Okay, those are not meant for crash parts. Okay, for those parts, the stiffness, torsional rigidity, good formability, these are the major criteria. Okay, so the functional requirement for each and every part is different. If functional requirement for each and every part are different, okay, how come we select the same material for each and every part? That is the reason. Based on each requirements, they have select various grades of steel. In the next upcoming slides, I will explain the various grades of steel. Okay. Do you have any doubt? Thank you. Okay. So these are the common steel forms, like in the steel manufacturers, okay, they will manufacture steels, okay, with the various shapes. Okay, for the constructions company, they will make TMT rods. Okay, for the automotive companies and aerospace, they will make steel sheets. Okay, so for the some companies, they used to, for example, the building constructions and all, they used to make a longer I channels or the C channels. Okay, based on the requirements, they will make the, or they will supply the raw material. As an automotive company, we procure the raw material in the form of steel sheets. Okay, based on the manufacturability, steel sheets, okay, okay, it will be produced in two different kind of classifications. One is the cold rolled sheet and the hot rolled sheet. Okay, these are the major raw material we use in the automotive industry. Okay. Based on the manufacturability, okay, this is classified into two types. Okay, this is the iron core, okay, the molten state. Okay, the iron core will be heat at several degree Celsius. Okay, then the molten steel, okay, they will take into various area in order to get the perfect shape. Okay, in order to getting the sheet, the steel sheets, okay, it will be passed through the rollers in order to get the desired thickness. Okay, so some rolled sheets, okay, it will be formed in the molten, that means high temperature stage itself, we will get the rolled sheets. Okay, that material we used to call as a hot rolling sheet. Okay, and this material, okay, it will be cooled down at the room temperature. Once it cool down to the room temperature, again that will be feed into the rollers in order to get the proper thickness. This process is called as a cold rolling sheets or cold rolling process. This process is cold rolling process. Okay. And most of the parts in automotive industry, okay, almost 95-96% of the parts, it is made up of cold rolled sheet only, not hot rolled sheet. The reason is the hot rolled sheets, we can't be able to get the thickness less than 1.8 mm. Okay, minimum we have to maintain 1.8 mm thickness for the hot rolling sheets because of this high temperature. So this kind of hot rolled sheet, mostly it will be suitable for heavy parts, okay, like a bumper beams, okay, some this one radiator support grill, some heavy parts, okay, which require higher thickness. Those parts they will use this hot rolled sheet. Okay. Remaining all the parts, we have to go for cold roll sheet only, because if we have to reduce the thickness, then only we can able to achieve the better fuel economy. So most of the outer panels, it will be 0.6, 0.65. Most of the inner panels, it will comes around 1.2 mm, 1.4 mm. Some extreme case, it will go to 1.6 mm. Okay. So most of the parts in BAW structure, it is made up of cold roll sheet only. In the cold roll sheet, the major advantages, we can have a tight dimensions. Okay, the tolerance value, we can keep a very stringent one. Okay, even 0.05 mm thickness, we can deviate. For example, the steel sheet is 0.6, 0.65, 0.7, 0.75. Like that, we can get the thickness in cold roll sheets. Whereas in hot rolled sheets, the variations will be very high. For example, 1.8 mm, then 2 mm thickness only we can get. Like 1.85, 1.9, like that we can't able to get it. The deviations between the panel thickness, it will be too high for the hot rolled sheets. So any doubt in the hot rolling and the cold rolling process?
Small doubt.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if we speak about the hot roll sheet is very hardened, correct, sir? It comes to HRPO, CRPO, hot roll sheet is very hardened. Like tensile strength will increase, correct, sir, during the process compared to cold roll sheet steel.
Which will be increase? Could you please repeat?
HRPO, hot rolled cold steel is tensile more tensile strength, correct, sir? Tensile strength, wear strength and all compared to cold
No.
roll.
Strength and all later on we will see.
Okay,
Based
sir.
on the other process, the strength will be defined.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
But
This is
sir,
based on the manufacturing process only, defined into two stages.
okay, sir. Sir, we are
That I will
speaking
explain
about.
later on.
Okay, sir. Now we are speaking about the hardness, hardened place. We are using hot roll cutter, sir.
Yeah.
Bumper.
In order
Sir,
to get the precise thickness part, we have to go for cold roll sheet.
same for reinforcement also. We are using the hot roll only, sir. Or
Cold rolled
not.
only. Cold rolled.
So, but
Cold
reinforcement
rolled.
need to be strong, sir.
Yeah,
Like bumper.
that's the reason I will explain how to
Okay,
achieve
sir.
those strength. Okay, in cold roll sheet itself. That I
Okay,
will
sir.
explain you in the next slides.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.